Top 10 places to visit in the Czech Republic, aka Czechia, by Ryan Shirley.
We're going to learn more about places in this country because all we know about is Prague. We did geography now, so we got the basis of some history and geography stuff. But where can we go if we want to visit the country?
Yeah. I mean, literally, all the videos that pop up for me, like on my homepage, it's always Prague. And when travel YouTubers mention, oh, my favorite country is the Czech Republic, Prague. They don't mention anything else but Prague. What's in the countryside?
Yeah, they gotta have some cool places to visit, right?
It seems like he's somewhere cool already. So let's check it out.
My name is Ryan, and I want to share with you my favorite places
Whoa, look
in
at
the
the colors.
Czech Republic. So here's my
Look,
Czechia
cities already.
top
What the heck?
10.
Oh yeah, it's Czechia in the title screen.
The Czech Republic is one of
Whoa.
Europe's hidden gems. It's a land full of mystical castles and medieval cities, from the fairy tale town of Cesky Krumlov to the stone
Whoa.
pillars of the Bohemian
Whoa.
Paradise. The Czech Republic has so much to offer. Let's start this video off in the enchanting city of Prague.
There we go.
Now, when it comes to European cities, it's hard to beat the charm and beauty of Prague. Now,
Everyone
located
says
right
it's
in
the
middle of
the
Czech
best
Republic,
European
Prague
city.
is known as the political, cultural, and economic center of Central Europe.
Oh my gosh,
the
it's
city
busy.
was founded around the 9th century
ducks.
and flourished during the Renaissance and Baroque.
I was about to call them
eras.
dogs,
Prague
so
was the
good thing that you
capital
just
of the
said
Kingdom
stuff.
of Bohemia and was the main residence of many Roman
Might be
emperors
swans,
such
I
as
don't even
Charles
know.
IV.
They might
Now,
be
one of
swans.
my
I think
favorite
they're
attractions
swans.
in the city is the Charles Bridge. Its
Charles.
construction began in 1357 and it wasn't finished until the beginning of the 15th century. The bridge is decorated with
Very
an array
historic.
of 30 statues.
Yeah.
And it's so scenic and such a great feature. Now, the Old Town Square is also a great place to explore, and the
Wow.
Prague Castle is another sight to see.
Architecture
it's
is
considered
so
to be
cool.
the largest ancient
It
castle in the
is.
world,
Just the
and it was
roofs
built more
being,
than
like, similar
1,000 years
colors and then
ago
all
in
the
the
different
9th century. I mean,
facades
that's a
of the
freaking
buildings.
long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Prague just has such a historic vibe, and I hope you all can visit. Now, afterwards, we're going to visit the town of Telc. Now, located about a 2 hours drive from Prague, Telc is this magical town surrounded by two ponds and is bound to transport you back in time. One of the main attractions of the city is the Telc Chateau. It was built in the 14th century, but the castle and the rest of the town was burnt down in a great fire in 1530. Now,
How busy does like a city like this get? Because it's like a pretty small city. If a lot of tourists go there, it's gonna fill up quick.
I mean, that square is like, that like just main square there is like half the size of that area.
Yeah, interesting. That looks so
Small.
cool. That looks so cool.
with everything burnt down, it essentially made the town a blank canvas, and the 23-year-old leader at the time, Zacharias of Hradec,
He doesn't look
saw
23 in
potential
that
and
painting.
decided to reconstruct the
No.
castle and town with a Renaissance style. Today, the castle is
That's cool.
considered to be one of the best preserved
farm fields
Renaissance
in the back.
structures in the Czech
Cool.
Republic. Now, another one of my favorite features of Telc is the main square. It's lined with beautiful Renaissance and Baroque houses. I mean, this town is truly a fairy tale. Afterwards, we're going to head to the
Whoa.
north of the country to visit
that?
Isted. Now, located right near the Polish and German borders, Isted is this
I don't know.
beautiful mountain peak with a uniquely shaped 94-meter tower that was constructed back in 1973. Now, special
Does it
thanks to my
contact
friend
some
Peter
aliens?
Podruzek
I think
for
so.
sharing his footage of Isted and many other places in this
Oh,
video.
that's cool.
He has some incredible aerial films of Czechia, and I'll link his channel in the description below so you can go check him out. Now, Isted overlooks the city of Liberec, and the area is also a ski resort during the winter. You can have a nice meal in the Towers restaurant or even stay the night in its hotel. Afterwards,
hotel?
we're gonna head
Wow.
over to the Bohemian Paradise. Located
Ooh.
in northeastern Czechia, this has to be one of my favorite
Wow.
natural areas in the
Looks
country.
so cool
It's a
being foggy,
mysterious
too.
area with rolling hills and natural beauty. One of the most notable features of the Bohemian Paradise is its sandstone rocks. They are uniquely carved out of the hills with various formations. The area around
Man.
Shirazi has an interesting rock called Kobila that looks like an upside down foot. Now, this area just looks so magical,
Yeah, it does.
especially when it's covered in mist. There's plenty of trails and hikes to go on, so if you want to experience some
That's
Bohemian
cool.
nature, you gotta give this
Really
place a
cool.
visit.
We're gonna go hiking
Afterwards,
there.
we're gonna visit the best deer.
We'll go there and then it'll be like super foggy and we won't be able to see a
True.
single thing.
We said that the fog's cool, and now it's gonna be like, all right, here's all the fog, so you can't even see in front of you.
Well, that happens. That's just the stuff that happens to us. That's just the day we're there. It'll be foggy. The next day, completely clear.
Castle. Now located just 30 minutes from the Bohemian Paradise, the Royal Castle
Nice and
was built
close.
in the 13th century and perfectly placed on a volcanic hill with an elevation of 604
Whoa.
meters. Now over its history, it served as a prison for a queen and also a retreat for monarchs who enjoyed hunting in the area. During the 30 Years' War, it was confiscated by a war general who converted it into a monastery. Now today, parts of the castle
Interesting.
can be visited, and its medieval look has inspired many legends and stories. It's such a cool piece of history. Now another fascinating
Whoa.
nearby place is the Slope Castle. It's a rather odd castle that is built upon a 35-meter sandstone
so
rock.
cool.
The castle was first mentioned in the 14th century, but it was burnt down and deserted a few hundred years later. Today, it's more of a ruins than a castle, but it's still an interesting spot to visit.
Wow.
Now,
They just built it all up into this huge rock. Like there's windows and stuff in here.
It's so crazy. It's so old too.
Who just looks at that like cliff face and they're like, I'm gonna build a castle out of that.
They got some creative vision over there in the Czech Republic.
They do.
interesting spot to visit. Now, just 10 minutes from the Slope Castle is the Panska
basalt?
Skala rock formation.
Yeah, it
this
looks like that
beautiful area
Iceland
with
one.
Volcanic basalt columns that reach.
Yeah,
12 meters
basalt!
high. I really like the area around it with the pond and park. Definitely worth a visit if you're in the area. Now, afterwards, we're going to visit the Lednice Castle. Now, located in the south near the Austrian border, the castle is part of the
Figured that just
Lednice
castle was just out there.
cultural
Not
landscape,
next to like a
which
super
is
big city or
registered on the
anything.
UNESCO World Heritage List. Now, back in the year 1249,
Oh, wow.
the House of Liechtenstein acquired a castle in Lednice and remained the principal Liechtenstein residence until World War II, when it was confiscated by the Nazis, and the family was relocated to Vaduz.
Vaduz.
Now, the castle was originally built in the Renaissance style, but in the 19th century, the palace was rebuilt with a neo-Gothic style. Now, the whole area is just beautiful with its gardens and ponds. Now, I really like the minaret. It's a lookout tower that's over 62 meters high. It was built at the turn of the 18th century, and it's one of the tallest in all of Europe. Just a short drive from Lednice is the beautiful town
Wow,
of
look at
Mykolaiv.
that city.
Now, the crowning feature of the town is the Mykolaiv Castle. The first castle was built here in the 13th century, but what you see today was reconstructed in the 18th century. Now, while we're still in the area, you can check out the Church of St. Leonhard.
Wow.
It's just
Can
about
we
10
swim out
minutes
there?
from Mykolaiv, and it's this beautiful
Very
church
cool.
built on an island in the lake. There was once a village there, but it got flooded, and only the church remains.
There's a
Now,
village
afterwards, We're going to
there?
visit the Konopiste Castle. Now, located just 40 minutes outside of Prague, the
Not bad.
Konopiste Castle is one of the most well-known castles in all the country. Now, it was built towards the end of the
That's a
13th
cool
century,
shot.
and one reason why this castle is famous is because it was the last residence of Franz Ferdinand. He's the guy that
Uh-oh.
was assassinated in Sarajevo, which resulted in World War I. I mean, wild stuff. Now, aside from all the history of the castle, today it's a scenic location and it's built right next to a lake. It's a great place to visit, especially if you're in Prague. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to the Zvikov
That's
Castle.
interesting.
Now, located right on the
There's so
confluence
many
of the
castles.
Vltava and Otava rivers, I think this is one of the most impressive castles in the country. It's
Another
nicknamed
one
the
just
King
like on
of
an
Czech
island.
castles, and I totally
People jet
understand
skiing
why.
around
The
it.
Of
Zvikov
course.
Castle was founded in the first half of the 13th century. The castle strategically stands on difficult to access promontory, and it was so well fortified that it withstood a formal
be so
siege
hard
by
to
the
siege.
Hussites. And during the
It would.
30-Year War, 140 men successfully defended the castle against 4,000 Habsburg troops in
Jeez.
1618.
Just that
I mean, that's pretty
one
crazy.
road.
Anyways, I definitely would have felt safe living here during medieval times. Now, today it's a wonderful destination, and some believe it has a ghost that wanders the castle walls.
Oh,
Now, for our
man.
final destination, we're going to visit the
Wow.
fairy tale town of Cesky Krumlov.
Some of
Now,
these
located
towns are
about 2 hours
incredible.
drive from Prague, Cesky Krumlov is a medieval fantasy.
That
As I was
looks so
doing
cool.
research, I was just blown away by the beauty of this place. It looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. The town arose around the year 1240 when the Cesky Krumlov castle was built and a settlement emerged beneath it. Cesky Krumlov thankfully
castle
escaped the
first.
bombings of World War II, which is the main reason the city is so well preserved. Today it stands as one of Czech Republic's most beautiful towns.
Hey.
One of the main attractions of the town is the castle. It's the second most visited in the country. It's surrounded by a moat that's not filled with water, but bears instead. That's pretty crazy. You can
What?
also visit the
You
castle
filled it with
tower to get an
bears?
incredible view of the town.
What?
I mean, it's just such a magical place, and I can't believe it exists. Well, that is it for my Czech Republic top 10. Let me know where your favorite place is in the comments below. I also started a relaxation channel where I make hour-long relaxation films to bring some peace and nature in your life. I'll be releasing a film on the Czech Republic soon. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at shirley.films.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Ryan, and we will see you later.
Wow.
I think we got a lot to explore in the country, because I'm sure, I mean, basically everything that we saw in this looked cool, so I'm sure there's even more to explore that outside of just the top 10.
My gosh, why do we have to rent cars in every country in Europe and just drive to as many of these random small towns as we can? Because it seems like all these like little small towns in the countryside of the Czech Republic, there are some really cool ones.
They're still so beautiful, even if there's like just a few hundred people living there, they can still look
Yeah.
so dang cool.
Man, I mean, let us know some of your favorite places in the Czech Republic down in the comments below, or Czechia, I should say. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Check out our vlog channel, TriFate Lifestyle, link in the description. We are in Asia right now, but hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to get out to Europe and do some European vacation, exploring, vlogging, all that stuff.
So in the meantime, just let us know what we can check out regarding learning about the Czechia in the comments below, and we'll check it out.
See you in the next one. Bye.